What's up, George? So, today we are going to be talking about the Disney Channel original movie, Descendants, which I think is also an allegory for racism. Wonder where I've seen that before. So the movie starts off with our main character, Mal, and she's basically explaining the prologue to the movie using what I can only assume is a magical PowerPoint presentation. So she basically says how the Beauty and the Beast, they get married, they get all their friends, and they make the United States of Oregon, I guess. And then the Beast is elected king, which I don't think that's how kings work. So he rounds up all the villains, he takes them to an island called the Isle of the Lost, where there's no magic, no nothing, and the only entertainment is television and robbing each other. But before I can tell you about any of that, I have to tell you about Ben, who is the son of Beauty and Beast, who's about to be crowned king at the ripe old age of 16. Wasn't the Beast elected king? Does that mean that the people of Oregon elected a 16-year-old to be their king? So Ben says how he wants to bring the children of the bad guys over to mainland Oregon so they can go to school and learn to be good, because they technically haven't done anything wrong. Except for the several crimes we see them commit on the Isle of the Lost. So, after a lot of convincing, Ben eventually gets to bring 4 kids over to the mainland. And that's where we get introduced to our main characters through, you guessed it, a generic pop song.
They say I'm trouble. They say I'm bad.
So then we're introduced to our 4 main characters. Mal, who's the daughter of Maleficent. Edie, who's the daughter of the evil queen. Carlos, who's the son of Cruella de Vil. And Jay, who's the son of Jafar, because Jafar is just as evil as all those guys. So their parents basically tell them, hey, you gotta get this wand so we can destroy the bubble that's keeping us in here and stopping us from using magic, so we can take over the world and be evil and do evil stuff like rub our armpits on candy. So, before they leave for Oregon, Mal gets her mother's spell book, Edie gets her mother's magic mirror, and Jay and Carlos basically just get told to suck an egg. I don't know. Well, after they finally arrive at Oregon, they meet Ben, they get a quick tour, they settle down in their dorms, and well, let's not dawdle. Let's go commit a robbery. So they go to this museum where the fairy godmother's wand is being kept, and they put the guard to sleep using the same spell they did with Sleeping Beauty. And after Mal goes on a bit of an acid trip, they find the wand, and Jay, being the amazing thief he's stated to be, doesn't think, oh, this place is where the most sacred artifacts are kept. Surely there's not going to be any security. And obviously, there is security. So they leg it out of there. Phone ringing. Carlos, being the goat he is, picks it up. He's like, oh yeah, no problem, just a false alarm. Over and out. 1239er. I don't know. I don't think he knew either. So we get this quick scene where they're in this remedial goodness class, which is they need apparently, but it's the most basic information ever. Oh, you see this baby? What do? Do you brutally rip its head off or give it a lollipop? So then Jay and Carlos are in gym, and they're playing the strangest sport ever imagined, where it's football and an egg and spoon race put together to make this one weird sport. And then Jay just tries to murder the goalie, and Ben and Mal are having a conversation in the corridor, and Ben's all hey, why not do art instead of spray painting your locker? And she spray painted the exact same thing we see her doing at the start of the movie, but on a much smaller scale, and I'm how do you do that? So Mal kind of just follows Jane into the bathrooms, who's Fairy Godmother's daughter, and just gives her cool hair, which, why does she have a spell for that? I mean a tic tac right now, so it's very hard to speak. So then we meet the dog, which Carlos is afraid of, rightfully so, because his mother made him think that all dogs are evil, like, monsters that will rip you limb from limb. Which, this dog, probably true. And I will never bring it up again unless absolutely necessary. Do not ask about the dog. We then see Edie and Chad going under the bleachers to talk, because Chad thinks Edie is really smart, but actually she just used her mirror to cheat on, like, a chemistry test. So he's like, oh, if you do my homework, I'll go out with you. And Edie's like, yeah, okay. And then Chad leaves. Douglas, who's like the son of Dopey, or one of the dwarves, comes over because he's been stalking Edie, and he invites her to the coronation. And that's where Edie finds out that the fairy godmother's wand is used during the coronation. And that's basically all that happens in that scene. So Mal and Edie are talking with Jane because her mom wouldn't use the wand to fix her nose. And then Lonnie, who's the Mulan's daughter, comes in and she's like, I want cool hair too. I'll give you money for it. And Mal's like, yeah, sure. So she gives her cool hair. And then Lonnie rips her dress and is like, yeah, I'm cool now. And I want to be cool. So, Danny Swish has come to party! Yeah! Skateboards! What else is cool? Roller coasters? So, Jay joins the sports team, which I'm just gonna call it that because I don't think it gets named. Not in this movie, at least. And then Edie decides to drop the bombshell that, oh yeah, Fairy Godmother's wand gets used during the coronation. And we all get to go. And on cue, Ben shows up at the door. And he's like, hey, you want anything? And Mel's like, is it true that we get to go to the coronation? Ben's like, yeah. And Mel's like, can we sit up front for no particular reason? And Ben's like, nah, only my parents, myself, and my girlfriend can go. So Mel just shuts the door in his face and is like, I'm gonna commit another crime. And probably the worst one we see in this movie. So they start making the love potion, and Mal says that it gets the best reviews.
Madness. And this love potion gets the best reviews?
Which makes me think, like, does that mean that there's like a spell Yelp? Spelp? 1 star. This spell made my dog talk, but its voice was that of Bobby Moynihan. So Mel goes to give Ben the cookie, and she's like, hey, you want this? And he's like, oh, no, sorry. Next time, though. And she's like, oh, okay, I get it. You're racist! Huh? Yeah, don't want to take a cookie from a villain kid, huh? He's like, no, that's not it. So he takes the cookie, and Ben, such a victim. What is going on? So, as I was saying, he takes the cookie, and he just, like, he falls in love with Mal, and he is such a victim, and I feel so sorry for him. Because, like, he did not deserve that. But yeah, he, like, sings about how much he loves Mal in front of the whole school, whole song and dance, where he, at the same time, confesses his love for her and breaks up with his girlfriend. And for as cynical as I am about, like, musical songs and all that, this is a banger. Like, just listen to this snippet.
Never stop, I never thought that it could happen to a guy like me, but now look at what you done, you got me down on my knees.
So Ben and Mal go on a date to, like, this enchanted lake kind of thing, and Mal sings a song about how she's confused about her feelings and what she should do, And she can't see Ben in the water, so she thinks Ben drowned. So she goes in after him, but she can't swim. So Ben comes out of nowhere, saves her, and gives her a cool rock, which she immediately throws back into the water. Even though it is a really cool rock, and I kind of wanted it. It looked really cool. And once they're out of the water, Ben decides to pull a Kagami and asks,
Do you love me too?
and I know it's meant to be like this really emotional scene where he's like telling her that I've said I love you, but do you love me? But ever since I thought of that Kagami analogy, it's just been so funny, and I can't stop laughing. So they get to go on a Zoom call with their parents, well, magical Zoom call, I guess, and like Maleficent just decides to rage bait the heck out of Fairy Godmother, and it made me realize this movie is a lot funnier than I give it credit for, because I'll admit I did chuckle a couple times at that scene. So Mal is planning to make a cure for the love potion she gave Ben, which I guess makes it okay. It doesn't. But anyway, yeah, we see everyone in bed. They look at something sentimental to them that they got Noradon, showing that they're conflicted about whether or not they should go through with stealing the Fairy Godmother's wand and setting everybody free. So during Parents' Day, Mal met Sleeping Beauty's mother, and she was just, like, very, very rude. And, like, she was just, like, kept calling her evil, and Mal got really upset because of that, and turned Jane's hair back to normal. And she was like, yeah, we're gonna be evil now. And then the rotten to the core thing played, which happens like every time they plan to do something evil. So it's implying that they're gonna steal the wand. So now it's coronation time, and Snow White is reporting, and she just insults Jane for absolutely no reason.
What is happening with Jane's hair?
Anyway, Mal and Ben are in a carriage together, and they're going towards it, and Mal gives him, like, a cupcake with the anti-love potion in it, and he eats it, and he's apparently knew the whole time. The enchanted lake gets rid of all spells and other enchantments, and he just really saw the good in Mal. Yeah. I'm so sick of doing this. I've been working on this for way too long, and we've just finally gotten in. So the coronation is starting, and Mal seems very conflicted about whether she should take the wand or what, and Ben is crowned, he's like being knighted or whatever with the wand, when someone snatches it, and they're using the wand, and they're letting all the villains free. Oh no! Who's doing this? Huh? Jane's the one doing it. Plot twist! What? Who could have seen this coming?
Told you so!
Told you so? You could be murdered at a moment's notice. This is not a I told you so moment. So right as they're about to choose the side of good, Maleficent shows up, freezes time for everybody but those four, and when Mal tries to rebel, she turns into a giant dragon and chases after them. But using the power of friendship, they defeat her and she dies. Hey, don't tell them that! Don't listen to editing me. He's a liar. No, she doesn't die. She just turns into a little salamander guy. Then everybody has a celebratory dance party. The day is saved. And yeah, the end. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching until the end. This video took me so long to make. It's probably taken years off of my life, and it's not nearly as long as I wanted it to be. But if you enjoyed watching me be miserable, and you would like me to be even more miserable by making a Descendants 2 video, or even just, like, making any other videos, please like, subscribe so you can be George, because, as you may or may not know, George is my little army on YouTube. We're the slowest growing army ever, and every George is my third cousin. So if you would like to be my third cousin, hit the subscribe button to be George, and to watch me suffer some more. So, yeah, here's the outro. This video is over now. Over now. Go find something else to watch or watch this video again. I hope you had a lot of fun. But we can't stay in this end screen forever. This video is over now. Go find something